Here's Duck. Hello. Duck is here in his Christmas Jim Jams, ready to read some stories. Our first book is called Secret Santas and the 12 Days of Christmas Giving. Oh, the official North Pole Certificate of Achievement. Heck yeah. All right. You have been chosen by Santa himself to be a special kind of Christmas elf. You've heard of his list that he checks twice, the one that shows him who's naughty and nice. But did you know there's a secret one? An exclusive list that's quite some fun. A list that's full of girls and boys, an elite group that Santa deploys. He only chooses the kindest and best, and to make his team, you must have impressed. After watching all year through, he has decided to pick you. He's seen your kindness, compassion, and heart. You've been in the running from the start. Sweet child, you've been given a marvelous gift, the ability to make the world's spirit lift. Santa needs you to spread some cheer, giving to someone who needs it this year. Definitely this year. The person you pick can be a neighbor or friend, a teacher, a foster child, or a war veteran, or anybody else. Anybody. For 12 days, you'll leave a little surprise, but maybe digitally, because 2020. For 12 days, you'll leave a little surprise. Wait till you see the joy fill their eyes. Santa will leave instructions for prep, and each night you'll drop a gift off at their step. You'll run and hide so no one can find you. It's you who's bringing this magic about. Finds out. Let me try that one again. Words are hard. You'll run and hide so no one finds out. It's you who's bringing this magic about. Despite all their efforts to see who it was, they'll only uncover it's gifted with love. You'll craft, create, you'll wrap, and you'll bake. It's so exciting, the difference you'll make. Day 1, Day 2, Day 3, Day 4, a blanket, some gloves, and treats galore. Day 5, Day 6, Day 7, Day 8, hot cocoa for sipping, and fudge on a plate. I don't think that's how that song goes. Just saying. Day 9, Day 10, 11, and 12, candy canes, ornaments, and Santa's sleigh bells. He can't wait to watch all the fun to be had, and oh, what love and blessings you'll add. It isn't all about the gifts you receive, it's what you can give. That's why people believe. The joy and the hope you will spread this season is what Christmas is for, the real, true reason. Just realized I forgot to send my family a text to say I am alive. Hold on, chat. Not happening. Alright, fix that problem. Cool. Okay. Sorry about that. forgot to invite my family. Okay. Santa chose you for the wonder you are. He sees that you're special and shine like a star. Eat that cute puppy. Now that you're on his exclusive team, forever you'll stay there and always be. So, Secret Santa, take up your mission, and let's begin this magical tradition. Again, next year. Not in 2020. The Young Christmas Tree. Up on the mountain, the first snow had fallen on the Christmas tree farm, and so the trucks arrived too. Will they take you this year? The young tree asked its elder. I don't know. Their needles shook from fear as men got out of the trucks and began to shout orders at each other. The taller one is already on its way to being a giant. Just leave it. Come on, mark this small one here. A man painted a bright red X on the young tree. I guess it's my turn, the young tree said. Needles and snow fell from both. I will never forget you, the elder tree replied. Hold on to my branch. It happened so fast. The young tree was cut down in seconds. Sad, sap tears ran down both their trunks. Be brave, little one. The men placed the young tree on a flatbed truck and drove off down the mountain roads. Rolling from side to side, the young tree decided it was better to sleep. Where am I? The young tree woke up to a little girl grabbing its branches. Daddy, let's get this one. But it's too small. It's barely taller than you. This tree is perfect. I can even put the star on its top by myself. They decided that they would get a tall tree next year. A short while later, the young tree found itself in a very warm room. Too warm. Daddy, can we decorate it now? Not now, sweetheart. The tree needs to settle, and it's thirsty. Make sure it doesn't run out of water. The little girl made sure of that. The next day, the little girl decorated the tree. Colorful glass balls, or bulbs. Colorful glass bulbs, streams of blinking lights, and finally, a gold star she placed on top, on her tippy toes. It's the prettiest tree we've ever had. The tree felt loved and was grateful for the water the little girl made sure it always had. But with each passing day, the tree felt more and more tired. There we go. That's not what I wanted. More and more of its needles fell to the floor. One second, chat. Yay! My family's coming. Mute that. There we go. Now I can actually chat to you. Or chat with you. Words are hard. All right. One night, as the family slept, the tree woke to the sound of sleigh bells and footsteps on the roof. A jolly old man in a red suit suddenly appeared from the fireplace. You're a young one, he whispered to the tree, placing gifts beneath it. Too bad they cut you down. He gave the tree a wink and disappeared up the chimney. Christmas came and went. Then New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. The ornaments, lights, and gold star went back into their boxes. The little girl was not ready to say goodbye to her tree, and so it found a new home against the shed at the end of the garden. The winter was long, and the snow fell exceptionally deep. The little girl looked at the tree every day from her window. She watched the birds. She watched the birds nestle in its branches and saw the squirrels use it as a ladder. The snow had finally melted. It was time for the tree to go, but it wouldn't move. "That's the strangest thing," said the father. "I don't believe it." "Roots!" They both exclaimed. "Daddy, can we keep it?" Thank you. "Of course. In this spot, it will become a giant." Santa. Santa's in the corner of the screen. The end. Happy ending for the tree. Never let a unicorn meet a reindeer. I can't wait. I really wanted a reindeer for my birthday, but not just any reindeer. I wanted one of Santa's reindeer. I figured, since it's summer, Santa could just have one of his reindeer come and visit, and then she could go back in time for Christmas. But there was just one problem. How would I get a hold of Santa in the middle of summer? So I did the only thing I could think of. I wrote a letter. "Dear Santa, I know you don't usually bring birthday presents, but I was hoping that you could have one of your reindeer come visit for the summer for my birthday. That would be the best birthday present ever. Sincerely, Reindeer Fan." Well, that is a very specific name. I quickly put it in the mailbox and hoped for the best. It was the day of my birthday. I had a reindeer party theme and even a reindeer welcome sign, but not one reindeer. Just when I thought it was hopeless, I heard a knock at the door. Could this be true? Did I actually get a reindeer? And there was a letter, too. "Dear Reindeer Fan, I'm so glad you wrote me. The reindeer are always looking for something to do during the summer. This is Kiki. She likes to eat carrots and listen to Christmas songs. But please, whatever you do, don't let her meet any unicorns. Sincerely, Santa." There we go. Why would Santa say such a thing? Unicorns get along with every animal. Maybe he didn't mean my unicorn. Maybe he meant wild unicorns. That's reasonable. Within seconds, my unicorn came rushing down the hall and was face to face with Kiki. I was hoping they would be best of friends. Unfortunately, I was so wrong. Turns out, these two were very competitive. On the first day, it started with whose horns were better. The next week, they tried to see who could fly better. Oh, they're so colorful. Whoa. There we go. My music just got very loud in my headset. Not long after that, they compared their donut stacking skills. This went on all the way until December. It was driving me bananas. Then I heard an envelope fly under the door. I opened the door, but no one was there. It looked like it was another letter from Santa. "Dear Reindeer Fan, we have a big problem, and I'm hoping you can help. There is supposed to be a big storm coming in on Christmas Eve, and usually I have one of my reindeer light the way, but I don't think it will be enough light for the dark clouds. I'm really getting worried. If I don't come up with a solution soon, I won't be able to see where I'm going, and all the kids won't get presents. Do you have any ideas? Sincerely, Santa." Oh no! We have to help Santa! There's only a week before Christmas. What can we do? Kiki remembered how Unicorn made her made her crayon scribbles sparkle so bright, and how amazingly she could fly. A unicorn could help save Christmas. What, is the unicorn's name Unicorn? Interesting. Kiki told Unicorn that she thought her sparkling scribbles could light the way and create a path for Santa. She hoped that Unicorn would come back to the North Pole with her. Unicorn loved the idea, and the two of them quickly flew off into the night. A week had passed, and I couldn't wait to wake up on Christmas morning. To my surprise, Unicorn and Kiki were waiting for me by the tree. I couldn't believe it. They pointed to their amazing rainbow outside and told me all about their adventures and how they saved Christmas. It seems like these two truly became best friends after all. I never found out why Santa didn't want his reindeer to meet a unicorn. Maybe it was because they're super competitive. Either way, now you know if you see a rainbow on Christmas morning, you'll know a unicorn met a reindeer. The end. Snowzilla. It snowed without stopping for week after week. Then it ended at last. When it ended at last, Cammy Lou took a peek. She bundled and booted and zipped up her brother. Let's build a huge snowman, unlike any other. They packed a large snowball and pushed it around. Then Mom plowed the yard, dumping snow on it in a mound. They rolled out a middle as plump as a pig, placed a head on the top with the help of Dad's rig. They scavenged for buttons, a hat, and big eyes, for a nose and a mouth, and for arms the right size. Then Cammy Lou cheered as she stood down below. We'll call you Snowzilla, our giant of snow. Thousands of people rode buses to see the towering snowman as tall as a tree. Oops. Oh no. There it goes. But neighbors complained. A few acted wild. They organized quickly and lawsuits were filed. Poochie is scared to go out the front door. Another said, views were much better before. A lady warned everyone, make no mistake, when temperatures rise, he'll turn into a lake. Or a swimming pool. A judge ruled, Snowzilla will have to come down. He's too big a threat to the peace of our town. So Cammy used email and texting and blogging to save all their effort spent packing and slogging. She contacted cousins and friends that she knew. Snowzilla's in danger. Help! What can we do? At dawn the next day, a man backed up his truck and measured Snowzilla. I think we're in luck. People brought lumber and scaffolding too. Hot chocolate and muffins, a snack for the crew. Then Cammy, her brother, and other kind folks all labored together and told snowman jokes. They hoisted Snowzilla up of just a few inches, then using a forklift and pulleys and winches. By using a forklift and pulleys and winches. Of course. Parading down Main Street, they stopped near the square. Cammy Lou pointed, please, set him down there. The community garden has a wide open space. He'll belong to them all in this perfect new place. Snowzilla was patted by dozens of hands, while everyone sang to the town's marching bands. All right. Weeks later, the sun became hotter and bright. Snowzilla grew smaller and flowed out of sight. Cammy Lou waved, hardly shedding a tear, because she had much bigger plans for next year. The Snowzilla family. The end. Christmas cookie exchange. Don't judge a cookie by its sprinkles. December, that magical time of the year when good friends and families spread love and good cheer. With invitations delivered, the tree and halls trimmed, it's time for a party. Let the festivities begin. Virtually, of course, because this is 2020. The doorbell sings sharply. Its voice holds a note as excited guests enter and bundled warm in wool coats. Hugs, laughter, bright smiles are in view all around. Exchanged are the packages, bows dropped to the ground. The feast looks extravagant and smells so divine. There are too many choices. Ah, my phone. Let me start again. The feast looks extravagant and smells so divine. There are too many choices down the long buffet line. Now at the dessert table, silver trays take their places. Among treats and goodies, poinsettias fill vases. Don't let the pets get them, they're poisonous. Relaxing on lace sheets in tidy, neat rows, the cookies look special and strike a fine pose. Except for one cookie, a plump disc named Phil. He sighs with deep sadness, but remains very still. Why can't I be fancy with sprinkles and icing, or chocolate, or almonds, or cinnamon spicing? If only someone would choose me, they'd know that inside I'm as sweet as can be. Sugar is so shapely, in bright colors and piping. Visitors compliment her and commence with their swiping. And Phil sighs. Why can't I be fancy with sprinkles and icing, or chocolate, or almonds, or cinnamon spicing? If only someone would choose me, they'd know that inside I'm as sweet as can be. Then Phil slowly slides over to make room for the man. A ginger, he's spicy and has many fans. And Phil sighs. Why can't I be fancy with sprinkles and icing, or chocolate, or almonds, or cinnamon spicing? If only someone would choose me, they'd know that inside I'm as sweet as can be. Phil sees Coco beside him with her shiny, rich cape. She entices the grazers and makes her escape. And Phil sighs. Why can't I be fancy with sprinkles or icing or chocolate or almonds or cinnamon spicing? If only someone would choose me, they'd know that inside I'm as sweet as can be. Now Skip, round and nutty, had such defined abs. Although some must avoid him, he gets many grabs. And Phil sighs. Why can't I be fancy with sprinkles and icing or chocolate or almonds or cinnamon spicing? If only someone would choose me, then they'd know inside I'm as sweet as can be. As replacements came warmly to reside next to Phil, they noticed his sadness and conveyed him goodwill. Dear Phil, we've been listening to your envious cries. Stay cool now, don't crumble, as we empathize. That was a cookie. That was a very buff cookie. That wasn't a turkey. That was a cookie. That was a peanut cookie. A peanut butter cookie. Okay. We're dressed for the party as Christmas ensues, but when it's all over and decorations we lose, then we must rely on ingredients tested and true. They're treasured as tasteful, even fruitful, like you. Oh, goodness. And with that, Phil just glistened and gushed a wee bit. He heard crowd declarations. They're all our favorites. It's not what you're wearing or how popular you'll be. It's goodness and caring that make life so merry. Here's a glossary of all the crazy words. Bear stays up late for Christmas. I made up that title. It actually says, Bear stays up for Christmas. The day before Christmas, snuggled on his floor, Bear sleeps soundly with a great big snore. Dear Bear, get up! Mouse shouts in his ear. We won't let you sleep through Christmas this year. His friends were all there, gathered in his lair, and the bear wakes up. He stands up with a stretch and a great big sigh. I hope I can make it. I do want to try. Don't worry, squeaks Mouse. Hare says, it's all right. We'll keep you busy all day and all night. He tries to lie down, but his friends all frown. So the bear stays up. Come on, says Badger, time to follow me. In Pine Grove Glen, there's a fine Christmas tree. So they stomp through the woods and tromp down the track. They hoist up the tree onto Bear's big back. He plods very slow as they trudge through the snow, but Bear stays up. Back at the cave, Gopher brews mint tea, and Mole pops corn to string upon the tree. Raven and Wren bake a fresh fruitcake. The friends do their best to keep Bear awake. His shoulders start to stoop, and his eyelids droop, but Bear stays up. They hang up their stockings by the warm firelight and hum Christmas songs like Oh, Holy Night. They cuddle and sing as they wait for the sun. But soon all the voices fade to just one. A bright star glows while his good friends doze, but Bear stays up. Bear giggles and grins. He works and he raps. He bustles and bakes while everyone naps. He piles up presents under the tree, but who's at the doorway? Bear doesn't see. He toils all night until the sun rises, making his friends their Christmas surprises. Just before dawn, he lets out a yawn, but he still stays up. When Christmas arrives, so lovely and white, Bear's friends awake to a glorious sight. Presents and goodies all piled up tall. I stayed up, says Bear, just to share with you all. As his friends shout with glee, Bear lies by the tree, but he still stays up. Wren flies to the stockings and tweets out a cheer. Besides our bear's presents, Santa was here. When all the gifts are open, there's one last surprise. Badger shows Bear a quilt just his size. Bear snuggles up tight and mutters, "Good night." And then Bear falls asleep. His friends tidy up and slip from their lair. They whisper, "Sweet dreams, Merry Christmas, dear Bear." bear stays asleep. The end. Zeta the Poinsettia. Chat, is it poinsettia or poinsettia? Debate amongst yourselves. Zeta was once a lonely poinsettia perched upon a box with the rest of the stock at the Miller Plant and Seed. It was the beginning of the holiday season. Surely there was a reason to be. After what seemed like a long while, Zeta begged with a smile, "Oh, won't someone please take me?" Soon a little girl with wide eyes caught sight of the bright red vision off to the right. "Oh, we need one of these," said the girl with a sneeze. A tug at Mom's coat brought Zeta afloat and into the family's empty shopping tote. Then to the car, and then to their home, where Zeta was placed upon her throne, the mantle, in the center of the other holiday trimmings. With each day that passed, Zeta let out a cheery gasp that could only be matched by the joyful sounds of the holiday season. Gift wrap crackling, hot cocoa lapping, fires a snapping, and holiday slippers tippy tapping. Then one day, the excitement went away, boxes and wrap thrown out in a snap. Fire pits forgotten, floor arrangements gone rotten. All the fuzzy slippers and decorations carefully stored, and the dead tree dragged out the back door. It's not very nice. But there remained Zeta the Poinsettia, still alive and strong from the care and the love. But what of me? What now is my reason to be? Will I go the way of the tree? Zeta shivered as Mom took her down from her throne. Placing her by the light of a window, she was no longer alone. Zeta once again became warm and grew and thrived. When spring came, Zeta was replanted in a bigger pot and brought outside where the light could reach her even better. Now flanked by the front door, growing more and more. Zeta knew now that whether or not holidays were in sight, she would always reach toward the light. For she had reason to be, to brighten the lives of others. That doesn't rhyme. There are also 7 fun facts about the poinsettia, or poinsettia. I don't know. Potato, potato. The end. Olive, the other reindeer. Every day, Olive took her daily dog walk, winter, spring, summer, or fall. Today was a winter's day. It was the holidays. There was music playing outdoors. People were singing along. All of the other reindeer. Olive was too shy to sing. She hummed. Back at her doghouse, Olive was wrapping presents and listening to the radio. She heard that same song again. all of the other reindeer, went the song, but Olive sang along. Olive, the other reindeer. Olive, the reindeer, said Olive. I thought I was a dog. I must be a reindeer. It was the time of year when all reindeer reported to the North Pole to help Santa Claus. Olive put down her scissors carefully, very carefully, and marched out the door. She took one bus, and then 2 buses. She got there just in time. Santa was checking his list for the 2nd time. Elves were busy helping the reindeer and loading the sleigh with presents for all the good girls and boys. Everyone was ready to go. Olive took her place. Santa noticed there was a little dog in the lineup. Santa knew a lot about dogs. For instance, they can't fly. Sorry, duck. But as it was time to go, he decided to give Olive a chance. Comet, the biggest reindeer, used a piece of extra ribbon to make sure Olive was tied in safe and tight. Now they were ready to go. Olive was surprised it was so easy to fly. The other reindeer were very curious about this new helper. They looked at Olive so much they weren't watching where they were going. Crash! They flew smack into the top of a too-tall tree. Oh dear, said Santa. My sleigh is stuck in this tree. I'll have to cut it free. Olive clung to the side of the tree. She tried to fly up to help Santa, but she could not. She climbed up slowly and started chewing. Chewing sticks was something Olive could do well, but carefully. Thank you, Olive, said Santa Claus as they got back on their way. They had not traveled far when Olive's nose began to twitch. Olive smelled trouble. It was the smell of gumdrop candies as they fell from the sleigh. Drop, drop, drop. Olive barked, and Santa knew what to do. He steered the reindeer down and around so that all of the gumdrops fell, plop, 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 back into the toy sack. Gumdrops are not toys. There we go. We were very lucky not to lose a single gumdrop, thought Olive. Then she heard a strange sound. It was a musical note. She spun around on her string to see the night sky filled with falling flutes. or lutes. Flutes or lutes. Olive had to howl louder than the wind instruments. This was not music to Santa's ears. First gumdrops, now flutes, thought Santa. That tree must have torn a hole in my sled. Prepare for emergency landing, Santa instructed. But he didn't go wee woo, wee woo. Prepare for emergency landing. The sleigh landed in a snowy field full of flutes. Luckily, Olive was very good at fetching sticks. It's something dogs love to do. Well, not all dogs, but some of them. Before Santa had finished patching the hole in the sleigh, Olive had returned each and every flute back to the sack. Ho, 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 said Santa. We're ready to go. They were running late, but after a while, all the good children received their presents, and Santa and his team headed home. They were almost home when they got caught in the dreaded North Pole fog. The reindeer slowed down until it was only a breeze that moved them along. The fog was thick as a pillow. It made everyone very sleepy. Then Santa remembered something about dogs. They're expert smellers. Olive, I'd hate to be late for breakfast this year, he said. Mrs. Claus has planned a parade of cookies. You can almost smell them, can't you? Olive could smell the cookies. Olive, won't you won't you guide my sleigh this morning?" asked Santa. Olive moved to the front of the reindeer. Thanks to Olive's nose and Mrs. Claus' baking, they made it all the way back to the North Pole. All of the elves sang out a cheer. "Hooray, hooray! Santa and the reindeer and the little doggy are back." Back at the North Pole, it was a glorious morning. After eating lots of good food, it was time to open presents. The reindeer got jump ropes, and the elves got toy trains. Santa reached into his toy sack. There was just one present left. It was for Olive. It was her very own set of reindeer antlers. They fit perfectly, and then everyone went outside to play reindeer games. The end. Olaf's Night Before Christmas. "'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. Stockings were hung by the chimney. But why? Had they gotten too wet? Were they left there to dry?" Elsa was sleeping all snug in her bed, while glittering northern lights danced overhead. Anna snored softly, while I counted sheep, settling myself for a cozy night's sleep. When out on the fjord there rose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I tumbled and rolled. I pushed out the shutter and brr! It was cold. A full moon was out and lit up the night, while snow flurries made the world sparkly and white. Then, grabbing an icicle, what did I spy? 8 little Svens, flying high in the sky. The Svens pulled a sleigh. There was something inside. Could Sven and his Kristoff be out for a ride? Straight toward the castle the flying sled came, while the man, was it Kristoff, called out some strange names. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the turret and over the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. He sounded so funny. Who was this big guy? What was a turret? And how could Svens fly? Then, with a ringing, I heard on the roof the thumping and bumping of each little hoof. Then, from behind me, there came a strange sound, and the whole chimney shook as 2 feet hit the ground. His boots were all black, his pants were all red. But where was the rest of him? Where was his head? It's right here, in Duck's Jim Jams. Then out of the fireplace, the man's face appeared. He had kind, crinkly eyes and a fluffy white beard. Kristoff he wasn't. This man smelled too nice, like snowballs and cookies and Christmassy spice. He placed a large bag filled with gifts on the floor. Was a sale going on at Old Oaken's big store? He brushed off his clothes and then began to unpack, pausing for Kroomkaka, left out as a snack. This stranger had presents for Anna and Sven, for Kristoff, for Elsa, for all of my friends. I reached for his coat and gave 2 little tugs. I said, "My name is Olaf, and I like warm hugs." He turned with a start and then let out such a giggle. I had to laugh too when I saw how he jiggled. He gave me a hug, such a wonderful gift. Then he rose up the chimney, all lively and swift. Then I heard him call out as he flew out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Good night, Santa. The end. Good night, guys. Sleep tight. Thanks for coming. Duck's asleep too. Yeah, I love reading you guys stories. It's so much fun. Olaf's Night Before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse or a duck. Stockings were hung by the chimney, but why? Had they gotten too wet? Were they left there to dry? Elsa was sleeping all snug in her bed, while glittering northern lights danced overhead. Anna snored softly while I counted sheep, settling myself in for a cozy night's sleep. When out on the fjord there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I tumbled and rolled. I pushed out the shutters, and brr, it was cold. A full moon was out, and it lit up the night, while snow flurries made the world sparkly and white. Then grabbing an icicle, what did I spy? 8 little Svens flying high in the sky. The Svens pulled a sleigh. There was something inside. Or there was someone inside. Could Sven and his Kristoff be out for a ride? Straight toward the castle the flying sled came, while the man, was it Kristoff, called out some strange names. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the turret and over the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. He sounded so funny. Who was this big guy? What was a turret, and how could Svens fly? Then, with a ringing, I heard on the roof the thumping and bumping of each little hoof. Then from behind me there came a strange sound, and the whole chimney shook as 2 feet hit the ground. His boots were all black, and his pants were all red. But where was the rest of him? Where was his head? Then out of the fireplace the man's face appeared. He had kind, crinkly eyes and a fluffy white beard. Kristoff he wasn't. This man smelled too nice, like snowballs and cookies and Christmassy spice. He placed a large bag filled with gifts on the floor. Was a sale going on at Old Oaken's big store? Woohoo! Big summer blowout. He brushed off his clothes, then began to unpack, pausing, for Kroomkaka left out as a snack. This stranger had presents for Anna and Sven, for Kristoff, for Elsa, for all of my friends. I reached for his coat and gave 2 little tugs. I said, "My name is Olaf, and I like warm hugs." He turned with a start and then let out a giggle. I had to laugh too when I saw how he jiggled. He gave me a hug with such a wonderful gift. Then he rose up the chimney, all lively and swift. And I heard him call out as he flew out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Good night, Santa. The end. All right. Thank you all for coming. Have a wonderful Christmas. We'll be back on Sunday for more bedtime stories. Duck says, good night.